Okay, so what we're going to be doing today is going through and basically looking at how when students multiply, how they can go from the picture to the standard algorithm. So you have in front of you a place value chart on one side. If you flip that over, you have a handout that we're going to work with today. And then you also have a whiteboard marker and a dry erase for you to use, as well as some place value discs. So the first thing that we're going to do is on your whiteboard, if you could just please write 3 times 23. This is going to be the first problem that we're working with. And we're looking for the product of 3 groups of 23. The multiplication sign basically means groups of. So we're looking for 3 groups of 23. Yes? No big sense? Good deal. All right, so what I would like to do is take your place value disc, and we're going to make one group of 23. So we want to take our tens, and our ones. So your place value chart should have 2 tens for 20 and 3 ones for 3. So we got that? Yep. All right, so now let's make 2 more groups so that we have our 3 groups of 23. So that was one group. Two groups. Three groups of 23. So now we're going to look for the total value in the ones place. So we're going to kind of ignore the tens for a second and look for the total value in the ones. So we have 3 groups of 3 ones. 3 groups of 3 ones. 1 group of 3 ones, 2 groups of 3 ones, 3 groups of 3 ones. So 3 groups of 3 ones would be how many ones? 9. 9 ones. Then, to look at this, I'm going to come on our whiteboard and I'm going to show the vertical algorithm so we can see how the students can go from the picture to the vertical. So if we write 23 times 3, you just told me that that was 9, which is 3 times 3 ones. So now let's look at the tens. I still have my same 3 groups, but instead of, or how many tens do I have in each group? 2. So 3 groups of 2 tens, which is 3 times 2 tens, which is 6 tens. And we know 6 tens is really 60. So then to go into our standard algorithm, that is going to be 60, which is 3 groups of 2 tens. So then when we add our 6 tens to our 9 ones, we get a total of 69. And you'll see on the standard algorithm, it is also 69, the product. Good? All right, let's go ahead and erase that one. So that's the first part that students, when they start to work with multiplication, they're going to work with it on the place value chart and kind of get that picture idea. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move from actually using the place value disc. If you flip your place value chart over, you will see where you have where they're talking about the chip model. And basically what the chip model is it's a way for the students to do the place value disc without the actual disc. So now instead of placing discs, they're just basically going to put little dots that would represent the disc. So we are going to work with 4 times 34, also known as 4 groups of 34. Well, how would we say 34 in unit form? So so 34 would be 3 tens, 4 ones. So I know that I have 3 tens and 4 ones. So I'm going to place that in my chip model. So now we need to make sure we have 4 groups of 3 tens and 4 ones. So we have 1, so we want to go ahead and do 3 more groups to make a total of 4. So let's find the total number of ones we have in our ones place. How many total ones do we have? 16. So we had 4 groups of 4 ones, which is 16 ones. How many total tens do we have? 12. So we have 4 groups of 3 tens, which is 12 tens. Now, as we know, we can't have 16 ones, and then because we can only have 10. Once we get 10, we gotta bundle and rename into a 10. So we're gonna look at this and say, okay, let's find any units that we can make bundles of 10. So can I make a bundle of 10 in our ones place? Yes. So let's bundle 10. And I need to move those to the tens because 10 ones is the same as 1 10. Can I bundle any tens? Yes. So let's go ahead and bundle 10 tens, and I'm going to move those to the hundreds because 10 tens is 100. Yes, we got that? Okay, so now we're going to look at the bottom of our chip model and we're going to see how many chips do I have in each place value. So how many chips do I have in my hundreds? 100. What about in my tens?
3.
3 tens. And what about in my ones? 6 ones. So when I add up my 100 plus my 3 tens plus my 6 ones, I get a total of what? 136. So when we're looking at this, if you look at the standard algorithm, when we did 34 times 4, we had 16, which was 4 groups of 4 ones. Then we had 120, which was 4 groups of 3 tens, or 12 tens. Then when we add those up, we get our final product of 136. Then from here, the students would then move on to just being able to do the standard algorithm. So they went from the picture to drawing the picture on their own to standard algorithm. Any questions?